Hi, I am Karen Wolken, and since we don't have our traditional open house this year and we don't have the seventh grade orientation, I'm just available as a language arts teacher and someone who really cares about these junior high kids to share just a few words with you, and then feel free to contact me if you have specific questions or if your kids do. The biggest part about coming into seventh grade is the autonomy that they're going to have, simply meaning they are making lots of decisions now for themselves. They're changing teachers each class period. So it's kind of them figuring out how to behave in this whole new world that they're experiencing. What we have found over the years, the hardest part for seventh graders is their organization. We think this year will be a little bit different because we are asking kids to carry their backpacks with them along with all of their supplies from period to period. And we tried to make it very simple this year by requesting that they just have one notebook that they use for all of their classes. And if you've logged on to the school website and you've seen our supply list, I like having the pencil bag. It's attached, they can't lose it. I like these pocket folders. Mine are little half ones and I can see what's in there, and they last because they're plastic. And then they don't need a whole bunch of notebook paper anymore because so many things will be done online. So helping your child get and stay organized is going to be a big key. I know that you probably have questions because in this world that we're living in, we kind of changed some of how we handle absences, but the thing that hasn't changed is you'll still need to call the school if your child is sick. Even in worst case scenario, we're in remote learning, we still need you to call the school, because in remote learning, we would obviously be Zooming with your students, and we have a wonderful plan in place if indeed that comes up. Your child will be getting this on the first day of school, and this is what we use for any movement within the building. We're also trying to keep close track of where kids are. So there's a sign out sheet in the classroom. Typically, students will no longer need to go to their lockers. So it'll just be sign out if they go down to use the restroom. We have a cell phone policy in place for our junior high students. They are not allowed to use them at all during the school day. There might be a few exceptions, perhaps their Chromebook went dead and a teacher needs them to access a Kahoot, but very rarely do we ask the junior high students to do that. We find that they stay way more focused if their technology stays in their book bag throughout the day, again, from the start of the school day until we're over at 3:30. This year eligibility for any sort of activity, whether it's Science Olympiad or sports, depends on their grades. So it will be important that they maintain a 70% average, and eligibility runs from Tuesday to Tuesday, meaning if on Monday they are below average in any of their classes, they will not be allowed to participate in a game or an event. So if Science Bowl was going to a competition, they couldn't do that week, because even if they get their grades back up, that's the price you pay for allowing them to drop. They will have to have physicals this year, so make sure that you've already done that. And in the back of this book, all of the sign out sheets that you have saying that you have seen a copy of the student handbook, and that does have most everything just detailed out for you. Make sure that you know your PowerSchool login. If you don't, the guidance counselor, Deanne Richardson, is the one that can reset that for you, or she can help you if you haven't figured out how to have multiple children on the PowerSchool system. But that's the place I go to find out what my lunch bill is. That's the place I go to see grades. So there will be less contact with you from the teachers. Most of the contact will come via emails. So there will be some phone calls, and we might request or you might tell us what's your best number to get a hold of you. Some people have multiple places. Some people it's at work. Some people it's on their cell phones. The grading, now we'll get grades, so we don't have the standards-based grading. So you will see all the teachers here do a number of points. So I always tell my students to pay attention to how many points it's worth. A 5-point activity is not worth as much as a 25-point activity, so they should spend time on the things that are worth more points. A lot of times for teachers, the 5-point activities are short reflections, short formative assessments that we're doing just to see if kids are with us on the concepts that we're teaching. The Chromebooks are super important. I need kids to take care of them because that's the one and only Chromebook they'll be given. And they need to take it home with them and charge it. They need to keep their chargers probably at school. There's a good chance if they're using the Chromebook in multiple classes that the battery might go low. So they'll have to be able to charge it both at home and school. Please come to the Karen Haase presentation on August 20th so that it will waive the fee, the maintenance fee for the Chromebooks for your family. You can find out more about that on the website. Again, the students will have lockers this year, but they're really only for their coats. The rest of the things, as I said, they will be carrying with them. I don't have other things. I don't want this to be very long for you other than to have you go to the school website, click on my name, Karen.Wolken@johnsonbrock.org. Send me any specific questions and I will be happy to get back to you. My own class with your students this year will involve a book that looks like this, but all of it's online as well. So they will have their own copy. It's small enough that they can carry it with them. When we're not using this, we do some novels as well. So you'll see those come home. But most of the novels, I have found places online that we can either, if they get home without a novel, they can probably find someone on a YouTube channel reading the book out loud, which is an option sometimes that we've used in the past. So look forward to meeting your children. I'm excited. Junior high again is that gawky age. I was the gawkiest of them all. I always tell them I survived it. They will too. And in fact, I think most of them will embrace it. Thank you very much.